Hello, everyone, and welcome to my round 6 game of our 2020 Summer Blitz tournament. I have quite a fight with the top player going on right now. He's sitting at 5 points, but he did lose his 6th-round match, so I do need to win this one to consolidate. And it shouldn't be too difficult. I'm playing the player at 10th, and he's sitting at 2 out of 5. So this is actually... I think he's connected. This is actually my my old college roommate. So we've played quite a lot of chess games together. Hopefully he is there. There he goes. I was expecting maybe like a modern or like a Peertz. I didn't do any prep. I did see that he played e5 against one of my students, and he went right into a Max Lang. So maybe we'll get this again. I mean, that'd be very nice. I'd much rather play a Max Lang than against a modern or a Peertz. But I didn't really do any homework. I do hope that this is just going to be routine. So looking at bishop c5 or knight f6. He did play knight f6 in the other game. So now we'll play d4 and we get a Max Lang. And in the other game he played d6 and it was just I mean this is just pretty routine. So we're gonna trade the queens off. We're gonna win the f pawn, or we're gonna win a pawn, something like this. So this isn't a move really. You know, when your opponent plays d4 and they go for this pawn break in the center, they need to take that pawn, or you need to take that pawn. You don't want to allow exchanges like exchanges like this or pushes like this where you allow your opponent to get this kind of space and this kind of tactics. It's just not good. So now he's probably looking at like knight takes e4. Okay, so we're going with this, and then I'll take on f7. And then, of course, if he takes, I get the queen, bishop b4 check, and then I drop back with queen d2, just so that I'm not losing the whole queen to the rook. Okay, this is fine. So we'll do that just to save the bishop, and then now my pawn is attacked, so we'll go knight c3. And then on bishop d2 pinning, if he wants to try to win this, on bishop b4, sorry. I have bishop d2 there, and then after bishop takes, knight takes here, then I have bishop takes here. And then if he does go for king e7, then I just take this, and I'm getting very close to trapping that rook. It would only have d8, actually. Okay, so he's going for this. I think he played this move before. He did. He played this move in the other game. So I could go... I should probably go bishop g5 and throw in a pin here. And then this way I'm maybe queenside castling, I'm maybe kingside, it's just... I'm not really sure exactly what I want to do. Probably, okay, so he's down the pawn with not really any compensation, so this should be pretty difficult for him. I figured he'd play something like c6 so that he keeps my knight out of here and he at least has like a home for his king and he can connect his rooks. But okay, here we are, I guess. I can castle queenside with check, but then he goes king e7 and then he's hitting my bishop and he's hitting my pawn here. And I don't know how much I like that. I would move my bishop back. He'll take the pawn. It does give me an open rook file, and then I guess then I could play the knight check here. And then where does that king go? It should probably go to e8. And then I have this, actually. So we're actually doing quite a lot of damage here. So let's go ahead and castle, and if he comes back with this, then I'll go ahead and just win that piece. But we're doing quite a lot of damage here just with this pawn sacrifice and allowing the knight to get in here. So let's see how he approaches this. I'm hoping for king e7 so I can just drop the bishop back, and then hopefully he just goes ahead and takes this. But okay, so we get this. This is, I mean, if you're gonna put your bishop on c5, I would think it would stay there. But this is okay. This is just strange now. Probably f4 is all right. Oh, my bishop's hanging. Okay, so we'll drop back with this. F4 is still fine, probably. Even if he takes the bishop, I can take this, but I should consider that. Okay, we'll throw this at him. So we have a nice pawn chain here. We don't really have to worry about anything. Depending on where this bishop goes, I might just go f4 anyway. You know, if it goes h5, I probably won't. I don't really need to force the issue in a game like this. Yeah, and this is just a mistake. I can take this with check and then take the bishop, and now I'm just up a whole piece. So if it wasn't the win before, you know, just up the pawn with no compensation, it's definitely a win now. And I can even solidify my structure here with h3, and then we can load up on this incredibly weak f pawn. We even have a nice little home for our knight here as well. And c6 is hard to play. Okay, that's just free, but I might want to take here so that I have more ability to create passed pawns. I'm going to take this way, and it also gives me another square for my knight. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll do what I said. We'll go h4, and we're just gonna get it moving. Just gonna push the pawns. Nothing too complicated here. Oh, that's just hanging. Okay. I was looking at things like pushing and then takes, and then if he takes here, then I have the rook check. But it's it's just hanging, so we can definitely be pretty happy about that. Okay, we'll throw a knight check, covering a lot of squares here, and then we can save the bishop with check. Oh, that's kind of funny. I wonder. No, not really any mates, unfortunately. Okay, so we'll just keep going. We're up a rook, we're up a knight, up a couple pawns. You know, let's just get this passer, or well, these passers now. Just get the passers rolling. And yeah, I feel like we're just going to get our opponent running out of time here. Yeah, we can just do this. Queening square is covered. He can't even lift, so this is pretty routine here. Okay, and we'll go with the other one. Nothing too complicated. Just the quick and dirty here. Okay, can safely ignore that and just keep on going. And now we need to get rid of this. So maybe we'll throw a pin. Okay. Oh, I don't even need to take that. I can just queen. Okay. You know, it'd be funny. It'd be funny if I bishop knight checkmated him. Why don't we do this? Let's see if he lets me do it. See if he lets me do it, or is he gonna run out of time? No, he's not gonna let me. He's not even gonna take my pieces. Okay, I'll just end it. I thought he was gonna take my pieces, but he didn't even do that. I was gonna have some fun there. Okay, so we'll turn this off. So how could we have? Oh, okay. So he's already run the analysis. So we'll do our best to ignore it, or maybe we don't even need to. We can just do this. Oh, it's still gonna show over here. Oh, whatever. Okay, so a normal opening, just a two knights defense. A lot of people play this, but this just doesn't make a whole lot of sense after knight a5. And then you know, you can do this line where black sacrifices two pawns. You know, if you're really material hungry, you can certainly do this. And then what I think the move is, I think it's rook b8. I guess you can do this if you like really miserable chess games, but I think black has a pretty significant advantage here. It's giving it to white. So maybe I have the wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong opening, or the wrong move here. It's not. It must not be rook b8. Oh, it's bishop e7 to castle. Okay, right, and then this kind of thing. So yeah, so I mean, players can play knight g5 and just sort of chase the pawns like this, but this is a pretty miserable opening for white to play. I used to play the fried liver, and attempt to play the fried liver. But if people know d5 and then knight a5 and they can get this position against you, it's just not very fun. I mean, black equalizes really quickly. So for that reason, I started doing this lovely d4 move. And I mean, the move is really just a take. And then I'll castle and continue sacrificing pawns. So there's two very clear goals from each side. The player playing white wants to expose black's king. They want to sacrifice material, especially pawns, for time and initiative, and then they want rapid development after they've exposed black's king. And black's job is just to hold the hell on, try to get castled and try to just equalize the position, which is, as you can see, not really that easy. D6 looks like a pretty innocuous move, but it's just not good. Knight g5 is played here? I don't know, that looks pretty terrible. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that does. What are we... Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think that was a move. I feel like if that was a move, I would have been playing it at some point. Now, how's this different from this? So this is different because you can do the knight. Oh, that's funny. So knight d4 is a line instead of knight a5 in a fried liver, but now you're taking a pawn. So that's actually pretty clever. Okay, that's very funny. I didn't realize that was the reason why it didn't work. I wasn't sure of the difference. I just knew that taking and pushing were good. So okay, yeah, and then after this, I mean, he definitely shouldn't take with the knight if he's going to play this line. He should at least take here, and then sort of attempt to get some kind of a respectable position. And then after knight takes here, I usually just castle, and then you get a pretty nice game here as white. Even though black's played reasonably well, I mean, d6 is really the only mistake that black made. And then every move after that, is just sort of the optimal move. And this is a decent position. It's okay for both sides, but I'd much rather have white because white hasn't made any mistakes. But white's castled. White can very clearly and quickly develop all of their pieces. The rook's going to come here, and if black doesn't get castled quickly enough, which can certainly happen, then black's going to have a tough time. The knight's stuck on d8, so that's not really great. There's some competing for squares here. Maybe you want to put the knight on e6, but it blocks the bishop. And it's kind of hard to put the knight here. Especially when it came from here, and then you're sort of you're moving the knight 3 times just for it to end up on c6, and then potentially damage your structure. So there's this competing of squares here. So it's not a great position for black, but that's why we don't really play d6. So the move here, this is surprising to see the knight move, because it just allows this tactic, and he just played a game like this, and he played the exact same line. So I'm confused. Maybe he thinks it's fine. I think you're supposed to. Are you supposed to take the bishop here? I'm not sure, because there's a line. Of course it hangs the queen, and then bishop check, and then I want to say you're only down a pawn or something. Yeah, black's only down a pawn. Is this better? About the same? Maybe about the same as what he played? So maybe it doesn't really matter too much. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, but then we have this, and then the line that I was going to show, there's something really fun that white can do. I don't remember exactly what it is. But it is something like this. Now I remember. Yeah, they usually don't do king e7 here. For good reason. It's usually the move is rook f8, which looks good. It looks like white's actually, maybe in some trouble because of the x-ray. And then, okay, of course we don't want to take this because the knight's hanging. So, a lot of players will take here, and they're thinking, okay, well, everything should be fine here. I have a pretty decent knight. I'm going to make the rook move. I got my pawn back. Okay, sure, the bishops are in the center and I can't castle, but at least everything isn't self-destructing like it could have been. Well, a lot of people forget white can castle here, and this is just a hilarious move. The knight's pinned to the rook, and then I'm not sure if I remember the move for black here. Maybe it's rook f5. Rook f5 looks quite good. Yeah, that looks very good. Of course, black just wants you to trade, but you should just guard this because this hasn't really changed that much. And then after this moves, let's see, what does white have here? Not sure. I might have to... Oh? I don't remember. I wanted to say there was something here. Rook check, but then king d6. So that doesn't quite work. Yeah, I don't remember. Rook takes f5. Well, okay, so I saw this. I thought there was something cooler. I was showing this for a good reason, but this is just boring. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're still up a pawn. We have a bishop pair. A +6 is pretty surprising. But I guess the knight's trapped. So that's a pretty good reason. So h3 is coming. And then white's just going to be up the piece. Yeah, I don't know. There was some... Maybe it was back here. I will be able to find it. It wasn't after king e7. No, it had... Oh, it was after rook e8. Yeah, and then the move is rook ae1. So the two moves that black can try are rook f5 and then rook ae8 or fe8. And then after knight g4, then I thought it was okay. It's saying bishop takes g7, but I always thought this was better. I think this is the clearer move. Of course, if takes, then they drop the rook. If king d7, then rook f7, and then you're mating on the next turn. I knew there was something cool there. Okay, so I don't think there was anything else that I really wanted to show. Yeah, I mean, really, just in the opening, don't panic. If you got to fall back on your opening principles, I mean, there's a pretty clear threat here. And d6 and d5. These are both moves that are just not the way to meet it. This is the simplest way to go about doing it. I guess there was one other thing that we were thinking about. If knight here, then there's bishop takes check, and then queen d5. Picking it back up, black can't castle, black's not a pawn. Everything's just pretty crap. And then you don't want to do queen d5 because of the bishop e6 and then this, and then you hang this. You hang the piece right back, I suppose. And I don't even think... Yeah, you're not even really winning the pawn afterwards, so it's just not very good for white. You want to do the bishop takes f7 in that particular position. So, all right, so we held on, and how's our outlook? I guess I never really did look at the inaccuracies. Yeah, it always calls d4 an inaccuracy, and then d takes e5. Castles is best. Oh, d takes e5 is the best move. What do you want? Yeah, Lichess is funny about that sometimes. I've never considered castles. It sounds fun. It sounds like it could just devolve into a boring Philidor, though. After this, it sounds like it could just devolve into a boring Philidor. They go bishop e7. Yeah, I'm never castling here. And then knight c3, and then here we are, we're at a Philidor. It works out super well if they take here, because, rook e1, they really have to play d5. f5 is kind of crazy. But they really have to play d5. And then there's a nice little trick here with knight takes c6, pawn takes c6, and then rook takes here. And then if they, well, it's not much else for them to do. If they block or move, just rook d4 so that you can save the bishop here. But if they take this, then there's bishop takes f7 check, and then if captures, then you win the queen, and there's no bishop check with the discovery. And then if king here, then bishop g5 check. So that's a nice little pattern. If they if you get sort of this, I guess, makeshift Philidor, sorry, this one, this sort of makeshift Philidor, and then you take back, this pawn isn't free. They definitely cannot take that. And it's not even a move here. Oh, it's okay, so it's not a move in the Masters database. I wonder if it's a move in the other one. I wonder if we can probably go. I bet a 2500's done it. There's all these sorts of surprising things that we discover here. So okay, so we'll go to this position and then Lichess. Well, they've definitely done it in bullet. We'll leave it on this and then we'll just get rid of all this. No. Okay, no knight takes e4. Okay, so how low do we have to go? Surely a 2200's done it, right? Yeah, knight takes e4. 5 of them. Wow. That's surprising. Yeah, that's really surprising. Yeah, it's just losing. Yeah, that's pretty decisive. Oh, and I guess you can take here first. Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right. So very happy to get the win. That should, I do have a bye week, or I did have a bye week, and the player in first place has not had it yet. So I should be catching up here momentarily, but it does look to be a close one. And then and Alex here is doing quite well as well. I didn't see who he has in the 6th round. Oh, he's Elliott, so that's going to be a tough one. So it looks pretty good. We got our win. We got the loss out of the player that we needed to lose, and looking forward to the next one. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.